I'm excited to have you back here at Quickfire Marketing with Expert Marketing Advisors. Welcome back. We are all things AI. That is definitely a part of every conversation as folks are looking at strategy and what's coming around the corner. So I wanted to bring Michelle. Michelle Clark is an engagement manager at Expert Marketing Advisors, and kind of roll into more of how she's using it, how we see our clients using it, and other companies as well, and kind of go from there. So, yeah, in this episode, let's bring that together and take a little quick peek behind the curtain here at EMA.
Awesome. Thanks, Court. I'm
Yeah,
excited. I know we have our monthly meetings where we talk about AI anyway, so it's fun to just bring it to the pod too.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, we started putting those on the calendar, I think it was October of this
Yeah.
last year. And maybe that's a good place to start, as we're seeing people, a lot of folks know AI is here. They know it's here to stay. Some people see it really disruptive. Some other folks understand that it's very powerful, but just really don't know how to actually implement it or where to start. So that seems to be kind of the overall feeling that I'm hearing across the board. That's
And I
why
think
we.
that it doesn't need to be that complicated, right? I mean, what you and I did, we didn't really formalize it too much. We just said, let's have a monthly meeting about this. And I think our first meeting, it was supposed to be 30 minutes, and we were on there for like 2 hours just
Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, but it was fun, and I think it gave us a lot of good ideas, even though we were looking at it more tactically and like, how can we use this tool for any given thing? I think we came out
Right.
of it with a lot of like more strategic ideas too. I don't think that anybody necessarily needs to dedicate 2 hours every month to it, but it was a good place for us to realize like, oh, we do need to be talking about this more often.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember I came out of a conference and there was some like hands-on workshop with various tools that were recommended, or places for folks to kind of check out the different capabilities. And so I'm like, okay, let's open up each of these and see if if they are applicable, or what sort of relevance they might have for us. And yeah, I think we even started with once a week
We
meetings.
did.
Yeah, and then we tapered off once we realized, okay, it doesn't have to be this like huge, time suck. But I mean, it's actually AI, in my opinion, actually does the opposite. It gives you time back. It took us a while there. Again, going down that rabbit hole. I mean, we were just like,
Yeah, by the next week, we were like, we spent 2 hours last week. I think we could take a beat. Like maybe we'll talk about this in a few weeks again. But I mean, I think that's also just really representative of what it's like to implement AI is you are always adjusting, right? You're figuring out what works for you and what doesn't.
right, right. I mean, I would say one of the things I've learned since October, because we went in gung ho. I think in December we had said we were obviously prepping our budget for this year, and we went about, okay, we're going to need these tools, and sign up for a subscription after trialing them. But now, if I were to take a look at it, I would say, you know what? It's moving so fast that more than likely our existing stack would have already, like, they're coming out with those releases and not necessarily having to add to the stack.
Yeah,
And
no, it's so true. I mean, I think you can get a little like, and we need this tool and this tool and this tool
yeah,
and that tool, but you
yeah,
probably already have it baked into whatever you already have subscriptions to.
cool. Okay, so let's take a beat, or like take a step back. The elephant in the room with AI, folks do worry about their jobs, and they want to make sure they have their own unique edge and design and all the above. And so certainly AI brings an element of the loss of authenticity, which is, I think, probably going to be a big word this year. What are your thoughts around that one?
I think because of the rise of AI, people are wanting to see more authenticity. They want to not just see social copy with a bunch of emojis in it or, what transform or revolutionize or whatever. They want to know about, sort of the human behind whatever the marketing initiative is. And then in terms of losing your own strategic edge, right? I think that yeah, it's easy to go down that rabbit hole where all of a sudden you just notice you're plugging everything into AI throughout the day and you're like, wait, I haven't thought about a single thing. But the great thing about being human is you have to still use your brain. Even if it's been a day or a week, you still are going to be inspired by something at some point and have ideas. Like I always joke about it with you, my shower thoughts. That's where sometimes like the best ideas come to me. Also, the great thing about having a dog is I have to go for walks, and that's another place where I'm often not looking at the computer. I'm not playing with AI, and I am left alone to my own thoughts, and things come up. Now I may go back to the computer and plug my ideas into AI and
Right,
see how it can
right,
flesh it out, but at the end of the day, like it still started with me. Or it's
Right.
reminding me things that like I already knew. So I think at the end of the day, being a human, we're going to be creative people. And so you don't really have to worry about losing the edge
Yeah,
strategy.
I remember thinking, "Oh my gosh, we'll never have to think again," and then I'm like, "Well, wait a minute, you're always gonna be thinking."
Yeah.
And like AI, you just don't have to think about the things that you don't want to. Like you can use it as that foundation. It's freeing up more. Like I don't have to sit there and go through the idiosyncrasies of line item budgets or things that I'm just not are just grinding for me when I can just have it kind of spin up for a nice basic platform and then I'm off the races. So yeah, I think it just opens up more time and more freedom to think about the things that we want. So
Yeah, exactly. Or the things you love to do. You always say that, right? If we can have AI do the minutia for us, it's like great. But I think what I have discovered the most about marketers is that marketers love to be marketers. Like they love doing what they're doing. And so at the end of the day, they don't really want AI doing their entire job for them because they want to be tinkering with whatever it is. They want to be writing the social copy.
right, right. So fast forward from our October when we started leaning in, and now to today, you're saying daily. What are some of the specific examples of using AI in our regular marketing lives and our careers,
Yeah.
especially at EMA, expert marketing advisors? As everybody already knows, we treat ourselves as a client. We treat ourselves with the same regard and respect that we would any one of our valuable. Of course, clients are all valuable, but yeah, we're not the cobbler's kid. So
No.
in that example,
Yeah, it's
what are
nice
some?
to be able to say we are not that, right? Because I think that's always the excuse. But yeah, so if we wrap, well, like let's start with the strategy pieces. For example, in December, I was like, okay, we want to go after these keywords for SEO. We want to position ourselves like this as the company. Can you map out? I did this with like ChatGPT. I think I always do both ChatGPT and Claude and see what I can
Right,
like
right,
piece
right.
together from all of it, but like map out our monthly programs for the entire year. And I think that that's fantastic. With like KPIs and goals, I think it's like a starting point, but as somebody who personally is not very good at math, what then I'm even worse at is checking the AI's math. Like, I don't know if that's, so I think that's
That's
for
fair.
me, like the KPIs, the goals, and the numbers, that's definitely something I actually don't want to leave to the AI. I want to sit down with a
Right.
team and have humans where we're like crunching numbers
Yep,
together.
yep.
Um, I think social media, leave it to the AI, but obviously edit it. The funny thing though, there too, is sometimes when I'm prompting whatever it is to write the copy, I've actually written it perfectly in my
Okay,
prompt.
yeah.
So it's
Right,
like,
right. Yeah.
um,
That goes back to the authenticity, right?
yeah,
So it's like, do you want to AI enhance this? And it's like, no, actually, let's just leave it the way it is. Yeah.
yeah. I would say blogs or longer form content, have the AI write an outline for you, but then definitely leave that to the subject matter experts.
Yeah.
Video creation, I've learned the hard way is let the AI do it.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I
or
mean,
like a professional video, like let's not
yeah.
pretend I am what I'm not.
Okay, so I mean, we wanted to keep this short and sort of, just specific to AI. Don't be intimidated by it, and just kind of make a commitment like each week to start. I think at one point you and we had Google up and ChatGPT up, and we would put the same questions in both, and then it very quickly started realizing, oh, okay, we're ChatGPT is giving us what we need here when we're looking for certain things.
Yeah, I think what you say is right. I think a lot of leaders feel like they need to formalize an AI sort of process or strategy in their company. And yeah, you should be thoughtful about it. But I think it's as simple as sitting down with your employees or your coworkers and just sharing your screen and being like, what are you seeing here? This is what I did today. Maybe you
Yeah.
can try the same thing or something, something similar.
Right, right. Yep, absolutely. We are seeing like AI policies and ethics,
That's
and that's,
important. Yeah.
yeah, of course. It's just integrity at the end of the day. And then, yeah, I think when I look at AI tools, I do, if I'm putzing around, a lot of them have free trials and such. If I'm putzing around and I can't navigate it quickly and find value within the first 5 minutes, I've moved on. All righty. Well, that's about it for us. I wanted to thank everyone for tuning in, and hopefully you'll follow us in the future and see where the conversations go. Great. Thanks, everyone.
Nice chatting.